Hello and Assalamu alaikum. Today I'm going to show you how to make chapattis. So to start off with, I'll show you what you need for your ingredients to make your chapattis. You have to start off with making the dough, and first of all you need about 500 grams of chapati flour, and there's different kinds of chapati flour. There's brown, medium and white, and I usually use medium for my chapatis. You also need some water, vegetable oil, about 1 tablespoon, and about 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So I'm going to start off with putting my chapati flour into my bowl. Again, I'm using my electric mixer, but you can do it by hand as well. And I'm adding in my oil and the salt. So I'm just going to give this a mix so all the ingredients are combined. So just for about 30 to 40 seconds, just give it a mix so that everything is combined really well. Now that you've combined all of your ingredients, you can slowly start adding your water a bit at a time so that you can watch as it mixes, because you don't want it to be too sticky or soft, otherwise it would be really difficult to make chapati. So you want it to be a nice sort of medium to tough dough, so that when you touch it with your fingers it bounces back once it's finished being made. So carry on adding the water and carry on mixing it. I used about 350 millilitres of water, but it can vary depending on your chapati flour. So just add the remaining water and carry on mixing. So what you'll see happen here is that all the dough will come together and it will make one large ball. So that's now ready, so you can take that out of your bowl. And when you press your fingers into it, you can see the dents being made. So set your dough aside into a bowl and cover it with cling film. Set it aside for 1 to 2 hours. So I normally make mine in the morning and leave it aside ready for the evening to cook. Once you've left it aside, you'll see that it's sort of changed colour, it's darkened a little bit. So what you need to do is wet your hands and knead it. You can knead it in the bowl. You don't need to dust it with flour or anything, so just knead it in the bowl. And bringing the underside over to the top like this, and just knead it for about a minute, and this softens the dough up and just smooths out any sort of lumps inside the dough. And that's now ready to make your chapatis. So heat up a flat pan. It's normally called a tawa, but a flat pan is fine too. And I normally make my chapatis and put them in a hot pot with a tea towel inside, and it keeps them nice and warm, so you can make them about an hour before and just leave them in the hot pot. Start off by making small balls about the size of a tennis ball, and using your palm bring the fold into the middle and roll it into a ball. So you can make a few balls to start off with, just to make it easier for when you start rolling them into chapatis. And just make sure that you don't see any cracks in your ball, it's all nice and smooth and round. Then just cover them in flour and dust your workspace with some flour as well. I dust it with chapati flour, and then just flatten the ball and roll it out with your rolling pin to a nice large circle, and turning it over as you're rolling so that you've got a nice equal circle size. And you need to have them quite thin so that they cook evenly, and make sure that all the edges are rolled out and there's no thick edges. So once you've rolled it out, you now need to pick up your chapati and clap it between your hands. This thins your chapati out a little bit more, and also makes it a little bit bigger than what you've rolled it out, and then place it straight onto the flat pan. What you'll see is that the colour of the chapati has started to change. Once all of the chapati has changed colour, you can then turn it over, and this normally takes about 30 to 40 seconds for it to change colour. So just turn it over and then cook it on the other side for another 40 to 50 seconds. You need to turn your chapati over one more time, and once you've turned it over, what you'll see is that the bubbles will start to form on your chapati. So you can take it off your flat pan and put it straight directly onto your gas cooker, and then using some tongs move it around on the heat, on the flames, and give it heat, and you'll see bubbles forming in your chapati, and you'll also see the browning of the chapati, and that's now ready to eat. Thanks for watching, and I hope that this video has been useful. Please give me feedback, and I'll see you soon.